Hey, what's up guys, Shadow Steel here, and welcome back to another episode of Railworks Sundays. So once again, this was not the original plan for the video. Again, the train that's coming up to us right now is actually what was one of the service we wanted to I wanted to play, which was the El Capitan. Yeah, we'll be pulling a freight with a couple of F units. Just wait for him to clear through here. 16C, eh? Alright, he's clear. Get a little bit of a shot here. You know? We'll wait for him to clear entirely, and yeah. This will start the scenario here. Fun fact about those passenger cars, they are actually the exact same passenger cars that is with the SDP40F sets. They're just recolored and reskinned, so. Alright, we should be clear to proceed. Some bright headlights here. We should have clear now. Yeah, we have an approach. Alright. Jesus Christ. Let's make sure we can get moving here. So I'm gonna wait for the rear unit to start moving here. Why is this light just freaking the fuck out? Oh, it seems like some sort of light is on in the cab here and it's just not working. Just waiting. Well, actually, hold on. We still got brakes on right now. Oh, okay. Release that. Good. I probably should have turned off the locomotive brakes ahead of time, but oh well. And let me make sure. Should be good. Just waiting for the brakes to charge up here, and then we'll move. The headlights on, right? Where is... Okay, that's the dim. There we go. Now we got our headlights on. Good. Come on! This is gonna take a while, isn't it? I don't know why the headlights there are kind of screwed up there. Oh, here we go. Rolling backwards. We might need a full regget to get moving here. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's what was going on. The lights were on because it was going in reverse and not actually doing what it was supposed to do. There we go. 20-mile-an-hour limit as we kind of move here. Got it clear. All right. The horn could definitely use some work, honestly. Try not to overspeed here. But yeah, we're running the old F units here, and actually, the set is actually nice. It's an A+B+B+A set, which was typical for a lot of the early Santa Fe F units when they were hauling freight. They would typically use these guys in a continuous set like this, or at least from videos I've seen. I don't know if they actually did it very often, but them and the Clinchfield were very interesting roads when it came to their F units. Not only did they use a few of them in passenger service, but they would also use them in freight service, and these were the freight ones. These were often referred to as the... People referred to this as the bookends because it's a similar livery to what we have in another with this is referred to as the pinstripe livery for the most part, and it's a very nice looking livery. It's actually one of the liveries I chose to run the heritage units, the BNSF heritage units I made long ago. This was one of the liveries I chose to use for the a form of it for the BNSF heritage unit. So we pick up speed fast. Trying to make sure he's clear of the siding here before we get moving. Ah, noise. All right, here we go. Coming through the crossing here. So if I drop the throttle just one notch, it seems to slow down. Pretty significantly, I might add. Alright, we're coming through the siding here. We'll be climbing our way up the hill for a while here. Okay, coming through the siding. We are out of the siding here. We still have a 20-mile-an-hour limit for now. But yeah, I'm running the Santa Fe Retro Pack today because A, I was really wanting to use this for a while, and B, it's just, even though it is DTM, high iron simulations, kind of fluff, if you will, I do like the fact that we do have a set of Santa Fe stock, which, also side note, high iron simulations is upcoming, Santa Fe pack for Train Sim World. I am going to be definitely playing that when it comes out for Train Sim World 6. So that's going to be a video on the channel as well, so I'll be aware of that. But these locomotives, they've always been kind of a beautiful, like these F units in particular. I've always loved the looks of these particular F units. The pinstripe / cat whisker locomotives, these particular ones. These were like the locomotives you would always recognize when it was like in old videos of the Santa Fe. Them and the war bonnets. The war bonnets were more iconic because Lionel produced a metric butt ton of locomotives in the war bonnet livery, which was so famous that it eventually came back as part of the super fleet in the early 90s. And it was just one of those things where it's like that locomotive, that particular like locomotive and stuff, like all those, it was rather famous. The fleet and everything, it was just like, the Santa Fe had unique locomotives and very famous locomotives that were just absolutely stunning. I gotta admit, the Santa Fe F units in particular, they were kind of the locomotives of the Santa Fe, if you will. They had this sort of feel to them. I'm going to try and get a good screenshot of these locomotives as they roll by. Oh, what's the speed limit out here? There's still a 20 limit on the freight. I'm traveling down about 15 miles an hour now. Get another notch on the throttle. The amount of smoke they're putting out, though, that is hilarious. Like, this is something you would not see on the main line anymore. Like, the amount of smoke. It's like an honorary steam locomotive. Try and get a shot of these as they roll by. It's not really a good shot, honestly. Alright, there we go. There we go. That'll do. That'll be a thumbnail. It's kind of like snaking through there too, which is nice. We are, I should also point out, we are on Raton Pass, and we're climbing a 3% grade. This is steep as hell. I gotta admit. I'm not surprised it's taking everything it's got just to get up the grade here. So where's our next destination here? 2.3 miles. Got it. 2 1/4. Yes, chicken, I know you're out there. Screw off. Alright, we're going to shut down the throttle again. That was partly cloudy. That's nice. But yeah, if you haven't guessed already, we're kind of going about it, like what we're kind of doing here with Railworks Sundays and last couple of videos have been kind of going back in time to before BNSF was what it is today. And I hope to have a video in the near future of the of a scenario for the Frisco, but I don't have high hopes for that just yet. So there's that. But yeah, we're going to be traveling over Raton Pass for this video. And maybe another video in the future will feature a couple of other railroads and whatnot from the BNSF's past. I know that the Chicago racetrack is on the CB&Q, so we could probably do something there. What I'm trying to do is not to overspeed with 20 miles an hour. This is like a very tricky run. They did say the scenario was going to be difficult, and they were not lying. Trying to actually get the thing moving was a pain in the ass. Alright, there's another train coming up over here. Okay, it's a... Oh, it's interesting. Okay. Oh, that's a very interesting contest. You got the zebra stripes, which is nice. I've always loved... That's another livery I kind of like in the, on the Santa Fe. Was the zebra stripes. They were very interesting, to say the least. I'll try and get a good shot of the train as it rolls by. I can't see where I'm at. There we go. Try and get a good angle of the trains as they roll by. We got the clear anyway. Cruise drop down a bit so we can shut down the throttle a bit. Kind of slow down. I probably should have turned the headlight to dim, but oh well. I'll just blind the driver, it's fine. Go. Okay, we're clearing out through here so we can get him. So he's gonna get moving as soon as we leave. Alright, come on. Is those some high cubes? No, they're just standard boxcars. 50-footers, though. Not looking too bad, honestly. We're doing okay. On to our first waypoint. No, we have not, actually. We're just waiting. Okay. Interesting. Air slide hoppers. Calm down with the speed here. I was going about almost 20 miles an hour. Alright, here we go. Is there a caboose view? Didn't even check on that. Yes, there is. Would you look at that? Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's no actual direct view to the caboose. Like on the cupola or anything like that, so that's unfortunate. Got some helpers on the rear of that train. Why do they need the helpers going down the... Oh, probably for dynamic braking. Just tack those on the front. If you need the dynamic brakes, why don't you just tack those on the front? Weird. Though, then again, they probably tacked them on at the base of the hill, at the base of Raton Pass. So that's probably why they're set up like that. Normally, you wouldn't cut off your helpers until after you get to a crew change point or something like that. So. Or not crew change point, but it's a spot where you can cut them off. Alright. Once again, picking up speed here. Got the clear? We got the clear. Okay. Where's our waypoint? About a mile out. We also need to be careful because once we get to the top of the grade, we're going to have to go straight down the hill. And that's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with, too. At least it's an end-to-end scenario, so we're going to be, like, actively... Yeah, you can see that how low that is compared to where we're going currently. So we're actually going to be topping the grade and then going back down the hill, so... It's 20 miles, though. Not too bad. about an hour. That's about right. So if we stay at 20 miles an hour, it does take about an hour to get to end. So that's pretty good. Now, that is if speed is going to stay consistent about 20 miles an hour. That's the other thing we need to pay attention to. Alright, this is just a long-ass sighting, that's for damn sure. Where are we at? Oh yeah, he left, so... We're hauling empties, by the looks of it. Or some empties. I thought we would be going on single-track mains, but I guess this makes sense for a little bit. Alright. I will say, these locomotives, I mean, granted, they are these bog standard F7s that were introduced in the game as far back as 2012, but I will admit, I never get tired of these things. I never do. They're very, like, you would see them, back in the day, you would see them everywhere with the various railroads at the time. We wouldn't see, like, locomotives like the Jeeps and like the GP9s back here. These guys, these were late additions to the diesel era. Like they were kind of like 1950s, mid 50s, but the F units were like as early as the 1930s. So these were like ubiquitous, especially right on the turn of the early days of World War II. We're coming up to a signal here. We got to make sure we keep an eye on that. Ooh, there's actually a good spot for a screenshot here too, actually. This is a long sweeping curve here. We got a clear here, so that's good. A good sweeping curve here too for a good screenshot. Let's see what we can do here, boys. Let's see what we can do. We're on the far track. That's good. The amount of smoke this locomotive is belching is just hilarious. It's just literally just smoke. Like, hey, you want to? How much smoke do you need? Yes. Just one of the most ridiculous things out there. It's like, what in God's name were they putting in the fuel? It's not well. It's obviously not doing well as a locomotive. Are we getting speed or are we slowing down a bit? Oh, we're picking up speed, just barely though. We're at notch. Yeah, we're at notch 6, and we're still barely picking up speed here. I'm trying to look around the cab here. Got it clear. We made it. Made it. Okay. It looks like our next waypoint is. Okay, we're gonna be climbing downhill soon. Pretty sure. Oh, I went to notch 7. That's not what I wanted to do. The kind of rust and sort of like dirty look of these units too. I'm not shilling for these guys. Don't get me wrong there. They don't, like, a lot of the stock is not the greatest. But I will say the rust and everything on top of the locomotives and everything. That feels about right for what these locomotives were doing at the time. Like, these were not, like, these were freight hauling locomotives. These were not designed for passenger service. They were designed specifically to handle freight. And the ones that did handle passenger service, they were given the special stainless steel liveries and whatnot for their passenger trains and whatnot. So, like the Santa Fe F units that passed us on the very beginning, the F3s, which, yes, those were F3s, these are F7s, these are two different locomotives. But to see those, like, compared to these guys, it's, like, very interesting. It's also interesting to note that the number boards on the side of these locomotives were usually used in some form or fashion to denote the train or the running number. I know, like, for the Union Pacific on their steam locomotives, they had on the number boards for a lot. In some pictures, you actually will see that the number boards say like 28. There's like or something like that, and that denotes the actual service that they were running. And nowadays you don't do that anymore. The number board, the boards up there usually denote the locomotive's running number, because there's no real service, no real actual train service that you can run nowadays. But it was one of those things where it was like back in the day, it was quite common to see running numbers, like the number boards being denoting the train symbol, the train number, rather than actually the locomotive number. And that's another thing people don't realize. This is a locomotive. What we're pulling is a train. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, I probably should denote that I'm extra. Where is it? It should be down there, right? It's the number boards. You can just see us just drop back. Is that it? Yep, that was it. Alright, good. We're now classified as an extra, so we need that going. I probably should have done that when I started moving. I will say that the amount of equipment this whole thing is a mess. We're traveling upgrade about 3%, 3.3% by the looks of it right now, and the train is just barely hanging on. I'm gonna get a good shot of the locomotive as it rolls by here. That's a good. Well, that's a good curve. That's kind of a nice curve there. Got another signal coming up here. Okay. So you are classified as an approach. Interesting. So we have to hold at the next signal here coming up. Oh, we're coming to the top of the grade. Okay. Well, that's just brilliant. Alright. We'll need to cut down the throttle a bit and get ready with the brakes. This is going to be pain. Okay, we're in lap. Getting things ready for the braking. So we're going to be going down grade, so we need to put a little bit of brakes on these locomotives, and I don't know how the brakes will work on these particular locomotives, honestly. I don't know if they're going to be strong as hell or not, but I want to make sure that the dynamics are ready to go too. Yeah, you can see us already picking up a lot of speed. Kind of leveling out here. Shut her down just... No, wait. Almost. Wait, come. So we're going to be holding at a siding probably here soon. So we'll need to make sure that we have everything ready to go. Now, and we don't want to overrun the signal. So we got a yellow there. So we got an approach. So we're holding at a signal here. What's the speed there? Speed-wise is 20 for us. Alright, here we come. Ring the bell. Yeah, I think we're coming to the top of the grade here. I think that is the top. Right there. Right at the end of that tunnel there. Kind of see it at the HUD there too, actually. So we'll probably be going down grade a bit here. We're already picking up speed and we're at notch 5, so that's actually a good sign. It's actually a little lit up in here, that's interesting. What we're going to do, we're going to keep maintaining our speed as much as we can. If we need to put on the handbrakes and stuff like that, we'll do it, but as of right now, doesn't look like we'll need to wait or hold too much here. Coming up. Alright, we're still on the grade, but not by much. We're at 0.5 here. And what we need to do, we need to make sure that we're going to be kind of holding at the next siding here. There we go. Shut down the throttle. We're just going to shut down the throttle as we come out the tunnel here. Maybe not. Jesus Christ. I didn't know we would still be on the grade this much. Now you can see us picking up speed a bit. Alright, shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Gonna let it coast here. Because we are off the top of the grade, now we're going down grade. Why is it that most of the routes I've run so far have had the tunnel be the top of the grade? That's hilarious. We're still slugging. Weird. Do I have brakes applied somewhere? I shouldn't. Hang on. Coming up to the end of the tunnel, I really want to get a shot of the locomotive as it rolls out of this tunnel. Let's see where I am. There we go. As we got this little, Is that Colorado? We're coming through Colorado? Yeah, we're coming through Colorado here. Okay, hang on. Trying to get a good shot of the train as it rolls out of the tunnel. Oh dear God, you can see the hill. You can see how it just suddenly drops. That's amazing. We need to put the brakes on here. Yeah, you can see it. We just drop like a stone there. Let's get that set up there. Make sure we're not going to be running off here. As of right now, we are on a 2.8% grade. We've got a diverging approach. And we're just barely picking up speed here. So we need a little bit on the brakes here. Lap. Go ahead and shut the brakes off. Don't know if this is going to do much of anything, but yeah, it's kind of interesting here. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. Got the brakes applied. And I believe we're waiting. We might be waiting for another service. I don't know. Yeah, we're picking up speed again. We have a little bit of brake pressure on now. Yeah, there it goes. Now it's picking up speed. Yeah, we're picking up speed again. God, the amount of squealing there. Are your ears bleeding yet? Oh, there it goes again. Okay, we're picking up speed. I'm not sure if the brakes are releasing or not, but get some dynamics going here. See if we can hold the train with the dynamics as well. There we go. Full dynamics. See if we can hold here. Does not want to stop, eh? Alright, handbrake time. Tie down about 4 handbrakes. Let's see if that helps. Nope, you are not stopping. Come on. Come on. Oh, well, we did want a service. We didn't want emergency. Come on. Jesus Christ. The brakes in this game are just weird. And we just pulled full service, didn't we? We were on dynamics. Hold. Running. We're already rolling. This is going to be interesting. Actually, you know what? Send the locomotive in reverse, see if that helps. We'll just do this, see if we can handle it. So where's our signal? Should be coming up to a signal here or something. I don't know what's going on. Why we're kind of slow. We slowed down too much. There we go. This is getting ridiculous. Is that the signal? We're trying. I'm trying, boys. I am trying. Jesus H. Christ. The one good thing is that the coupler is not like missing textures. That's good. Drop it down in there. I need to figure out why we are holding here. Oh. Is he clear the block? Yeah, he's clear the block, so we got to clear now, don't we? We should have a clear. Okay, well, no matter. The problem is we're on a 3% grade and we're flying down the hill at Mach Jesus. So where are we at now? About 3 miles to go to our next waypoint there. That's just brilliant. Want to burn your traction motors out? This is the way to do it. Good. Well, hang on. There we go. Should have the other service down there, so... How many miles do we got till the final destination? About 14? Alright. We're still picking up speed, but that's fine. What I want to do... Actually... I have 4 handbrakes tied here. Let's tie a couple more down. Couple more tied. About 8 handbrakes tied. We're going old school, boys. We're going old school. Okay. Need to be careful on the downgrade, boys. We are already approaching about 20 miles an hour. There we go. Now we're slowing. So about 5, not 5, is it? On the locomotive throttle to actually hold it here? If not, slow it down. Okay, slow down. We're putting a lot of effort on this train here. Yeah, they definitely needed the power to get up the grade here. If I'm having issues trying to actually slow the train down, there's definitely no way we would hold the train with just the. They would be able to push the train with just that much power. Trying to get some screenshots for the train as it goes by. Okay, notch 5 again. 3.4, eh? Jesus. The amount of the amount of just like absolute insanity. Insanity is kind of the right word, honestly. The reason I'm using the locomotive's engines, kind of like doing this, is mainly because I don't want to use the air brakes on this thing because they are a piece of garbage. I will say that, I mean, granted, it's not bad. What? Oh, we just dropped. Okay, that was the steepest point on the grade by the looks of it. There goes the squealing tires again. Jesus H. Christ. There we go. Kind of see it picking up speed again. There we go. Yeah, these locomotives are not the easiest to work with, mainly due to Smokebox's own scripting. So Smokebox is the one that made the air brake simulation, and I'm not used to it on any of these locomotives. Hell, I'm not even used to it on its own steam locomotive, so it's amazing that I can even run this locomotive on the way I can. I'm just basically just applying the throttle as a brake, which, granted, they say not to do because that's going to screw up with that's going to screw your traction motors over and everything. So, going back down to 3% again. Jesus. Alright. We're about 2 3/4 of a mile out. It's not too bad. Thing moving here. It's a long one, honestly, I gotta admit. They did say it was like a very difficult scenario, and they were not lying. I have been trying to maintain speed as much as I can, and God damn it, I've definitely been trying. Yeah, there's a couple bits there that are just like 3%, 1%, 3%, 1%. It's like really, really difficult to maintain on the downhill. Though having the handbrakes applied might be helping a little bit. So where is the next waypoint after this? Holy crap, it's 4 miles. It's like, oh dear God, why is it all like that far out? What in the world is going on out there? A couple waypoints are like distance. So that's about 8 miles away from the next waypoint. Jesus Christ, that's a long distance. There's my dog again. He's just freaking out. Got another signal coming up here, but I think this is the one that's supposed to say we're clear now. Double check. Oh, we're picking up speed again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, here it is. Oh, we got another approach? Really? Okay. We're chasing yellows, boys. We're chasing yellows.